Good afternoon, everybody, and thanks for clicking on 5 News Web News. It's Wednesday, June 5th. I'm Brittany Hoke.
And I'm Matt Heckel, and here are some of the top stories we've been following today here on 5 News. Results are in for 3 local elections held in the area yesterday.
That's right. Now we're going to run down some of those results for you. Let's start with Clarksburg. In the city council race, 4 seats were up for grabs last night. Your winners were Patsy Treecost, Bob Kaplan, Zeke Lopez, and Jim Malfordjoe. Incumbent Mary Mayer lost her seat. And the other big race out of Clarksburg was the Water Board. 3 men wanted 2 seats, and your winners are Paul Howell and Al Cox.
Yeah, moving on now to Salem. The big races there were for mayor and city council. For mayor, 3 men wanted the job, including incumbent Robert Samples, and he won by about 50 votes. Moving on, let's find out who took home the 6 city council seats that were up for grabs yesterday. In Ward 1, winning a 4-year term is Al Romanoli. Also in Ward 1, winning a 2-year term is Phyllis Plogger. Now, next up is Ward 2. Israel Williams was the incumbent there, but it looks like he'll have to give up his seat to John Golden. Golden got 59 votes and Israel Williams got 6. There was also an election for an unexpired term in Ward 2. The incumbent is Robert Knight. His opponent, Patrick Bell, winning that one was Robert Knight. Finally, in Ward 3, a 4-year term was up for grabs between incumbent Lori McCowan and Nancy Siders, but McCowan passed away last month, so Siders will win that seat. And finally, Roy Van Natta ran unopposed for the 2-year term that was available once again out of Ward 3.
And a third Harrison County town held their municipal election yesterday, Lumberport. The 2 races there, mayor and council, Corey Hagan and Tom EXLINE were fighting for the mayor's job, and the victor was Tom EXLINE with 91 votes. The other big race there was for city council. Johnny Raven, David Markley, Leslie Giannatino, Emily Cook, and Rhonda Cook are the incumbents. 5 seats were up for grabs, so your winners were David Markley, Clark Ellis, and David Tishnell, and taking home the 4th and 5th seats were Rhonda Cook and Johnny Raven. Also claiming the spot of town recorder was Sherry EXLINE with 121 votes.
And finally, our last stop is in Mannington. This year, voters had to decide on who they wanted to be mayor and fill 5 city council seats. Start once again with mayor's race. The incumbent, Bob Garcia, was opposed by Jim Taylor. Taylor ended up winning that race. Next up, Mannington City Council. We're going to start with the council at large. Winning that race is Charles KOLB. In precinct number 66, Terry Starsick hoped to hold on to that seat, and she did, beating Tenna Stacy 76-44. Becky Williams was the incumbent out of precinct 67 and ran unopposed, so obviously she's the winner there. In precinct 68, Larry Smith was your incumbent, and he will serve another term holding on with 34 votes. Finally, in precinct 69, Christina Dunnigan took on 2 challengers for her seat. The winner ended up being Richard Stevens. Now you can find all these results anytime on our website, WDTV.com.
And the cause of a Braxton County house fire that killed a man yesterday is still under investigation. This happened at around 4 o'clock yesterday morning in the Strange Creek area. Surprisingly, the man's dad and brother were able to escape. That fire also spread to a nearby trailer, but the 4 people who were living there also got out safely. It also damaged an outbuilding. As soon as we find out more about what caused that fire, we'll be sure to let you know. And state police in Doddridge County are investigating an arson from Friday morning. Police told us that trailers just outside of West Union on Old Route 50 were vandalized and that one of them had rags lit on fire thrown inside. Luckily, the owner was not home at the time, so no one was hurt. The trailer is not destroyed, but it does have fire and smoke damage. Sheriff's deputies are working on finding the person responsible.
All right, let's take a quick look at what our newsroom is working on for tonight. For First at 5 and 5 News at 6. First up, a local city is looking to cut 24-hour police protection. We're going to tell you why.
Plus, if you haven't got out the grill for summer already, you probably will be doing so soon. So we're going to have some safety tips for summertime fun. And is the rain headed our way again? We're going to find out in our First Alert forecast coming up tonight on First at 5 and 5 News at 6.
And that's what's making news today. Of course, be sure to tune in tonight for First at 5 and 5 News at 6. And until then,
have a great day, everybody.